Well, hello and welcome to this special broadcast. I am Ashmit Kumar. Now, Indian shooters continue to shine at the Paris Olympics, accounting for both the bronze medals that the nation has bagged so far. Manu Bhaker scripted history once again today. Days after bagging the bronze in the 10-meter air pistol women's event, she has now become the first athlete in independent India to win 2 medals in a single edition of the Olympic Games. Manu Bhaker and Sarabjot Singh clinched the bronze medal in the 10-meter air pistol mixed event in Paris today. The duo defeated the South Korean team to give India its second medal of this event. Manu especially has been the star of the Indian campaign so far. 3 years after a disastrous Tokyo outing followed a much public spat with her coach Jaspal Rana, it has been a moment of redemption of sorts for the 22-year-old. Not only did she bury the hatchet and team up with Rana once again, but rose to the occasion to become the first Indian woman to bag a medal in a shooting event. Well, joining us now to discuss this further are with us Ashwini Nachappa, former Indian athlete and an Olympian herself. She joins us. She's also an Arjuna awardee. Ms. Nachappa, thank you so much for joining us. First question, help us put this in context. Tokyo 2020, as just we were talking, was in some words a disastrous outing. It didn't quite work out. We didn't quite score the shooting medal. This time, we have 2 bronze medals, Manu Bhaker featuring in both of them. And importantly, the first time in 12 years that we're scoring a medal at the Olympics. Just put this in context for us. How significant a development is this for an athlete to score 2 medals in a single edition of the Olympics?
It's absolutely historic, and I wouldn't be surprised if she is gunning for the hat trick. And that would be something that the entire nation needs to stand and applaud her courage, her grit, and her confidence, because I think the way she is shooting to win this last 2 bronze medal it shows immense confidence, and her hard work that she has done in the last 4 years, especially coming out of the negativity that surrounded the Tokyo Games. For her, she couldn't make it with her pistol malfunction. I think it only goes to show that the journey has been tough, but one of determination, grit, and she is really exhibiting a lot of confidence because she's worked so hard and is absolutely confident about her performance. So it's all reflecting on how she is poised at every point that she is hitting. She is very calm, very composed. So there's a lot of confidence, and I won't be surprised if she is going to be winning the first hat trick ever for the country.
That's interesting to hear. Let's also talk about the broader discipline of shooting. We seem to be doing well here. In fact, it's one of the 3 core areas where India has performed very well, the others being hockey as well as wrestling. Just give us some insight, the successes that we've seen so far. Manu Bhaker, Sarabjot Singh, we've seen previous editions as well. Tokyo not so much, but prior to that, in Rio, in London, in Beijing, we've done exceedingly well as far as shooting is concerned. Is this perhaps a sign of growing momentum towards shooting that we need to perhaps address? We need to have perhaps more training, more infrastructure. This is clearly something that we're good at, that India is good at the Olympics.
I think barring Tokyo Olympics, we've had a consistent run with shooting, consistent performance at the highest level. It was only in Tokyo that we had a mishap, but I think overall, I began, my first initial this thing when I saw the games, I said, shooting will be one sport that will start the Olympic medal campaign. And that's the way to go about it, because we have a very strong team. They have been, as a run-up to the games, they have been performing at the various championships world over, and they have been performing well. So it's good that we have a batch of new faces too in this, in this championship. I think the kind of exposure that all our athletes of today gets has been good. It can always be better, but I think the infrastructure that is required for us to take shooting to the next level would be important across India. It's like when we started the javelin with Neeraj winning the gold, it was the from junior championship to school javelins to it just started the ball rolling, and then today we have a lot of number of javelin throwers. I think that kind of interest to be created. We do have a lot of centers that have come up. Promotion of these centers, should be there. It's not just one-off centers, but I think we need to get everybody together to really make that base really large so that such champions emerge more often.
Well, you mentioned Neeraj Chopra. We'll come to him in just a bit. He's due to get into the thick of actions in just a day from now. August 1st is when we'll see the first event featuring Neeraj Chopra. Of course, the nation has high expectations post-Tokyo 2020. You mentioned on the question of infrastructure and training. In fact, that was interesting as well. Manu Bhaker herself had to train in Germany, in Switzerland. So that's clearly something that Ms. Nachappa is telling us needs more work. Let me ask you another question here. We're looking at a day of multiple firsts. Manu Bhaker, of course, take the largest piece of the cake with that second bronze medal, only the second Indian to do so. The question I want to ask you is that the likes of Satvik Sairaj as well as Chirag Shetty also performing exceedingly well in badminton, becoming the first time ever that an Indian team has cracked into and qualified into the semi-finals, the quarterfinals, I beg your pardon. What does this say about the shuttlers? They seem to be doing exceedingly well. That is another domain under the likes of PV Sindhu where we've done extremely well, especially at these international competitions.
Satvik and Chirag are medal hopes for India. I think the kind of run-up that they've had, winning the Thomas Cup, and then with the kind of run-up they've had just prior to the games, and with Satvik's ability to smash those shuttles at such high speed, I think they are a great combination. They've been doing well. They are one of the feared ones amongst all the competitors. So I'm looking at a medal, in the doubles from Satvik and Chirag. And I won't be surprised. I'm not surprised they've got through the quarterfinals because I'm hoping for a medal from them. They are the biggest hopes in badminton.
Let's also talk about table tennis. I think we have, again, another case of a first here. Manika Batra, first Indian to reach the pre-quarterfinals. Interestingly, she beat Pritika Pravade, who's a French national, and seeded as high as 18th. She was that highly seeded. Again, a huge moment for us. Also a medal potential here for India.
Yes, I think she has cruised in quite comfortably, beating the France girl. But I think in table tennis, yes, Manika has gained a lot of experience. She's been playing well. She's been performing at the highest level. So a medal from her, of course, there is hopes, but we'll have to see the next round how she plays. What we watched recently, as of today, was I saw only the scores. I didn't watch her play. Was that she won very comfortably. So she is riding on that confidence level and is performing comfortably. So we'll have to wait and watch. Never know. If Manu can pull it off, it'll be a great, thing for badminton, for table tennis.
And just one final question, Neeraj Chopra, he of course hosted the aspirations of 1.4 billion Indians in Tokyo. This time again, the focus is on him. August 1st, that's tomorrow. He'll be in action tomorrow. Give us a sense, coming on the back of success that we've seen in Tokyo 2020, is it easier? Is it more difficult to have the burden of expectations for an athlete?
It's always difficult to have that pressure, especially of a nation as large as ours, to come back on a back-to-back medal. I think that goes for Lovlina, that goes for Mirabai Chanu, all of them who are trying to get a back-to-back medal. The pressure is enormous. If the first qualification, of course, on August 1st will be the qualification. He will just try and qualify with one or two throws maximum. He'll qualify. And then in the finals, I think there's going to be fierce competition. He has to do better than 88, 89 to be, in the top, because I think there is a stiff competition, especially in javelin. All throwers are 90, but it need not be that they can win an Olympic medal. So All of them are in the same range. So it just goes to see on that day how well he can stand out and be confident about it, not worrying about his previous injuries, nothing, and just go for the medal. Irrespective of the color, I think, back-to-back medal, let's not just say he's going to win a gold again. If he wins, it'll be historic, it'll be wonderful. But I think let's take it one at a time. Definitely a medal from him.
Right, Ms. Nachappa, we hold our idols to a very high standard. That, of course, will be the expectation. The nation will be praying that he's able to deliver on that gold once again, hitting those early 90s, just like you told us. We'll keep our fingers crossed, Ms. Nachappa. In fact, also joining us on the show is Mr. Mancher Singh. Mr. Mancher Singh, thank you so much for joining us with your perspective. The first question I want to ask you is, help us put Manu Bhaker's medal into perspective. We were just discussing with Ms. Nachappa that as far as Manu Bhaker is concerned, it has to be seen in context of the fact that we're coming after 12 years of a medal in shooting. It's coming on the back of Tokyo 2020, where we didn't perform as well. And finally, also importantly, she becomes the first Indian to score 2 medals at the same edition of the Olympics. Help us put this achievement in perspective, Mr. Singh.
Yeah, actually a very, very proud moment, especially for shooting as a sport and for all athletes across and for the nation, that to have a double medalist at the Olympics. It's a huge achievement. It shows that if you're dedicated and you have exceptional talent, then you can achieve anything. Coming to Manu Bhaker, double bronze medalist, and still one more event to go. She's shown to all the youth, especially the girls and the young shooters that are coming up all over India, that at the highest level, you can win an Olympic medal. And I think that's what's going to change the goalposts. That now the athletes are going to be, at least from the shooting sport, looking at achieving the highest, the highest medal that the sport has to offer. And that only augurs well for our sport. And I think also it ripples into the other sports as well, because as you know, this Olympics is the first time is gender neutral, so that we have as many women athletes as men, and India has a big strength in that, and I think this medal will help us exploit that and only make it go from strength to strength.
Right, Mr. Singh, we'll of course keep our fingers crossed for all of the 117 athletes representing India at Olympics at Paris 2024. I'd like to thank both of our panelists, Ms. Nachappa, Mr. Singh, for joining us, for your time and your perspective. And as we head into a break, here are the reactions coming in from Sarabjot's father and Manu Bhaker's mother, who were elated after the match, after the second bronze medal. We also caught up with Sarabjot Singh's from Paris. Let's take a look. And the news continues after this short break.
बहुत अच्छा फील